Welcome to the paint party. My name is Laura and I will be your guide for today's painting, which was inspired by the beautiful landscapes of the Southwest United States. If you are painting along, check out the description below for all the supplies you will need. Pull up an easel, hit that like button, and let's get painting. Use a large flat brush to mix together ultramarine blue and titanium white. Brush from side to side, working your way from the top of the canvas to about 3/4 of the way down. If you need help sliding that paint across the canvas, add a little bit of water. Just make sure your brush is not dripping. If you want a little added contrast in the sky, pick up a little extra blue or white on your brush every once in a while and try not to overwork the paint. Starting about halfway down on the left, use the tip of a Filbert brush and red paint to outline the mountains. Draw a horizontal line that dips down towards the center. Mirror this image on the right, making sure to overlap the mountain on the left. Work your way from the tops of the mountains to the bottom, leaving space on the bottom of the canvas. Brush back and forth, left and right, alternating between burnt sienna, bright red, and titanium white. If you keep brushing, you will blend all your colors together and have a nice soft effect, but if you don't overwork the paint, you will have lots of contrast and texture. Using a clean Filbert brush, continue working your way from left to right, from the bottoms of the mountains to the bottom of the canvas. Alternate between yellow ochre, titanium white, and just a touch of burnt sienna. If the bottoms of your mountains are still a little wet, you might brush back and forth with the yellow ochre to soften up the edge between the bottom of the mountain and the top of the land. Moving back to the sky, paint the sun in the top right corner, moving in a circular motion with a clean Filbert brush and white paint. To add little wispy clouds to the sky, water down your white paint, dab on a paper towel, and very lightly use the tip of the brush to work your way in horizontal strokes all throughout the sky. To add fluffy clouds, pick up more paint on your brush, press down and wiggle the tip of your Filbert brush as you work your way across from left to right. Then wipe the excess paint from your brush and very lightly brush back and forth underneath the bottom of the cloud. To add depth, make your clouds smaller as they approach the horizon. Still using the same brush, use chrome yellow or chrome yellow mixed with a bit of white to add the yellow to the sun and optionally the tops of the clouds. You may also add yellow highlights to the top of the mountain on the right. And now it's time for a break. Let your canvas dry while you clean your brushes, swap out your paint water, and maybe take a picture of your painting. If you are inclined to post to Instagram, please feel free to tag me at Tiny Artwork so I can see your beautiful work in progress. To make the cacti and other plants, first mix together equal parts cobalt blue and chrome yellow. Use a small filbert or round brush to paint your cacti, making them smaller as they approach the horizon. As you fill them in, think elongated, rectangular shapes with curved tops and short, curvy lines coming out from the sides. For the smaller plants, flick upwards with the tip of a brush, creating a fan-like shape. For the shadows and highlights, mix 2 additional shades of green, one darker and one lighter than your original color. To make dark green, use more blue than yellow and add a tiny drop of red. To make light green, use equal parts yellow and white and add a tiny drop of blue. Using the same brush as the previous step, add your shadows and highlights. The highlights will be on the parts of the plants that are closest to the sun, and the shadows will be on the parts of the plants that are farthest away from the sun. The final detail for this painting is to add the extra shadows underneath the mountains, the cacti, and all the other plants. Mix equal parts cobalt blue and bright red with a tiny touch of yellow for a purplish brown. Using a small amount of paint, lightly brush the shadows under the plants and mountains. Make sure the shadows are moving away from the sun. And that is the final detail based on the reference. Feel free to add whatever other details you like, but the final step is, of course, to sign your name. Take credit for your work, and if you are inclined to post to Instagram, please tag me at tinyartwork so I can see your version of this painting. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and let me know down in the comments what kind of paintings you want to see in the future. Thank you for joining me. I hope you had a great time and will join me again. And until then, happy painting!